Storm Watch is here at the Weather Network. We have an incredible system moving into southern Ontario. We're talking flooding rain with this. Jeff, we've already seen above average rainfall for April. May started off so soggy, and now this big one.
Yeah, we'll have to watch out. Right off the bat, Rachel, let's show you some live looks. All of these areas are going to be drenched by rain.
You got it, Emily. And now let's talk about this rain. The rainfall that's moving in southern Ontario. Winds are just happening now.
Yeah, look, you know the name of this one, right? It's a Texas low. This one's going to pack a lot of moisture over the next few days. Some of those areas towards southwestern Ontario, Rachel, easily 100 millimeters.
Now, this is way too much rainfall. That's why the rainfall warnings have been issued. We've been looking at flooding throughout Gatineau, throughout Ottawa. All of this rain on the way. Looks like the GTA should be seeing the greatest amounts and down and through southwestern Ontario. But still, Ottawa and Gatineau, this is rainfall they don't need.
No, and that's for sure. So the time frame will be late Thursday into Friday. We'll see that push into Quebec, and then late Friday into Saturday. Rachel, this becomes a story for the Maritimes.
And what you're not seeing here is this giant area of high pressure over Greenland. And with that, it sort of holds this system in place, and that's why we're looking at such a prolonged period of rain.
All right, so a quick snapshot at the temperatures. Rachel, we got to draw attention to Toronto because we could see some flakes of snow flying around.
That's incredible to note. A huge marathon happening in Toronto this weekend. The Good Life Marathon, Mississauga Marathon on Sunday as well. So prepare for the worst with this. The cooler conditions, possibly running in some snowflakes with this system as well.
All right, stay with us. Your local forecast. Then after that, we're going to talk flooding safety tips with Kevin Yard.
We start our Storm Watch coverage right here. Thanks so much for making the Weather Network a part of your morning this morning. I'm Rachel Schoutsen alongside Jeff Harrington. And Jeff,
good morning.
Incredible amounts of rain moving in.
Yeah, so Rachel, first let's take a live look right now, see where things stand in Toronto. So cloudy skies, all of these areas, though, Rachel, drenching rains on the way.
We're talking 70 to 100 millimeters of rain. Rainfall warnings get put in place when we usually see about 40 coming in.
Right.
When we talk doubling that, maybe even tripling that in some areas, plus the below seasonal stretch, the risk of snow, there really is a lot to say with this one.
And Rachel, look at this. We've got an update for you. The rain has now started for... Okay, Emily, thanks for that. So, Rachel, this is a Texas low. We're tapping into moisture from the Gulf of Mexico and also the Atlantic as well.
And that means a lot of rain on the way. This is a really good, strong moisture feed for us. And essentially what you're not seeing in these shots here is this big area of high pressure over Greenland.
Right.
And essentially that will keep this system over Ontario, Quebec, into Atlantic Canada for a prolonged period of time.
Rachel, I do want to go west of Montreal right now.
So this is the last place that needs more rainfall. We saw too much rain in April. May started off incredibly wet, and now with this extremely big system on the way, special weather statements are in place, very likely to get upgraded to rainfall warnings.
Yeah, okay, so St. John's likely not going to get as much rain. Rachel, we do have this special weather statements, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia as well, and some of these areas as well could see 100 millimeters, especially along the Fundy shores.
It really is incredible, the power as we tap into that Gulf moisture as it gets sent into southern Ontario, across the Atlantic as well. We're talking the potential for flooding.
Good morning, everyone.
It's great to have you along with us. You are watching the Weather Network this morning. Our Storm Watch coverage is here. We are talking about this incredible system moving in. It's bringing soaking rain across the south, rainfall warnings in place. Even the Toronto Region and Conservation Authority has issued a flood outlook.
Wow, so you know it's going to be bad. Rachel, here's a live look at some spots in Ontario. Doesn't matter where you are, you're going to get a drenching, especially toward the southwest.
We could be talking up to 100 millimeters of rain.
Wow.
It's not too often that that's in our forecast.
No, and already April, the ground's so saturated. We take a live look.
Downward dog, is that what it's called? Yeah, downward dog. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool though, right?
You know what? Downward dog, sleeping shark, they're all the same.
She's got it covered. She's got it covered. But she is on the right track, Rachel, because look, already rainfall warnings in play, and that does include the city of Toronto.
You got it. Toronto likely to see about 80 millimeters of rain with this. As we take a look at the radar, you can see it's moving into the southwest. Soon this will be in Toronto, into the GTA. We're thinking about lunchtime, some light showers start, and then as you drive home tonight, soaking wet.
Yeah, watch that commute time. It could take you longer, so if you're waiting for a loved one and they're a bit late, you know why, because with all this rain. This is also a story for Quebec, Rachel, where we've been talking about that flooding, Gatineau, Pierrefonds, Rigaud, so this is not a good news situation.
People in Gatineau are actually on a voluntary evacuation because the flooding has been so intense there. So with more rain on the way, the last scenario they need, even Edmundston in northern New Brunswick, the flooding has been very bad there as well, and then this is what's coming in.
Yeah, okay, we'll stay on top of this. Your local forecast is coming up, and we've also got Force of Nature, so flooding in Canada, flooding in the U.S. We've got those stories ahead in Force of Nature. And good morning to you. Happy Thursday, Jeff Harrington, Rachel Schoutsen. Got to talk about our big story, a fire hose of moisture, Ontario, Quebec, and the Maritimes.
That's just how I was explaining it too. It's like someone has turned on the hose, you pointed at the same place all weekend long. Yeah. You're bound to see flooding. You're bound to see way too much rain. And that's exactly why we're in Storm Watch here at the Weather Network. We're monitoring this system. A live look now at a couple of these areas, all about to get soaked.
Yeah, no kidding. And we do want to give you a snapshot of the current temperatures right now. So, Rachel, we did see the showers earlier for...
What, Jeff? I had halibut for dinner last night. I'm feeling a little guilty now watching all these guys swim around. It's a fun shoot this morning, Emily.
And following Emily. Okay, back to that weather. A good idea to actually head indoors this weekend because, Rachel, look at all this, 100 millimeters in some cases.
It is incredible, and that's why rainfall warnings are in place. Just want to show you some of these scenes of the water levels already running so fast and so high that once we see more of this rain in the forecast, this is where things can get dangerous.
And good morning to you. Happy Thursday, Jeff Harrington, Rachel Schoutsen. Got to talk about our big story, a fire hose of moisture, Ontario, Quebec, and the Maritimes.
That's just how I was explaining it too. It's like someone has turned on the hose, you pointed at the same place all weekend long. Yeah. You're bound to see flooding. You're bound to see way too much rain. And that's exactly why we're in Storm Watch here at the Weather Network. We're monitoring this system. A live look now at a couple of these areas, all about to get soaked.
Yeah, no kidding. And we